Welcome back to Living 808. To persist means to remain unchanged or fixed in a specific condition or position. When it comes to managing Hawaii's native forests, persistence is certainly required. In this episode of our year-long series, Forests for Life, in collaboration with the Department of Land and Natural Resources, we take a deep dive into the Pu'umaka'ala Natural Area Reserve on Hawaii Island. It's an outstanding example of a forest that persists thanks to hard work and some luck in the face of a multitude of challenges. During the 2022 eruption of Mauna Loa, managers from the DLNR Division of Forestry and Wildlife feared the forest they've persisted in protecting and enhancing over the last several decades could vanish.
If we do have impacts to the forest reserves, one of the areas we're most concerned about would be the Pu'umaka'ala Natural Area Reserve. There's a lot of endangered species and really good forest habitat up there that we'd hate to see lost.
The Pu'umaka'ala Natural Area Reserve is 19,000 acres of largely intact native forest, already surrounded by previous lava flows. It escaped the latest eruption.
Pu'umaka'ala straddles the northeast rift of Mauna Loa, so I was concerned right away. I started making calls, find out where it was going. We've made a tremendous investment of tax dollars into this watershed and the ecosystems up here. Some of the resources that are here are irreplaceable.
As Andy Buskirk walks through former pasture land that is being restored as native forest, she marvels at what 30 years of protection and persistence has accomplished.
We have a nene passing us by, and yeah, it's a really fortunate moment in the pasture to see the nene flying over and to be with the koa trees at all different ages and stages. What we see is the result of effort over a long period of time and with many different people who have devoted their thoughts, their energy, and their hands-on efforts to this place.
Correcting human alterations is part of that equation. Another is restoration, out with invasive plants and grasses and in with native plants, native trees, and birds.
The things I think about and the things I feel are hope and excitement.
This is an Akiapola'au. It's one of the rarest birds on this island. There's only an estimated 1,900 of these.
Brett Nainoa Mossman is passionate about native birds and everything that's happening to save them.
The main limiting factor for the Akiapola'au is malaria,
right?
Just like the other honey creepers. These guys have benefited from forest restoration, though. So unlike most honey creepers, Akiapola'au are actually increasing in population, in part because of the work that we're doing here in the NAR with the planting of the koa, and then also with partner agencies such as TMA and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service at Hakalau Forest.
You can still see that the decisions and actions of people in the past have been able to create something like this. Like Pu'umaka'ala was a ranch, and now it's this amazing NAR that has these great bird populations. It was logged. A lot of the koa wood that currently decorates the state capitol building came from this kipuka. This area that we're in right now is actually the largest continuous predator control area in the state of Hawaii.
730 rat, mongoose, and feral cat traps spread over 1,100 acres of forest. In the middle of it, Mossman and his team regularly set up fine mesh mist nets to catch birds.
This is what we call our canopy nets. And so what we'll do is we actually suspend them to the trees, and so it gets it higher up in the canopy so we can catch some of the harder to get birds like I'iwi, Apupane, and Akapa.
Some species of birds they trap are near extinction because of the fire-fast spread of avian malaria carried by mosquitoes. That's a primary reason for trapping, as Brett and others take blood samples, weigh and measure them, put on leg bands if they don't already have them, and then release them back into the forest.
And yep, just make his platform, and then whenever you're ready.
To fly over a large section of native silversword.
It's dodged 2 lava flows, and the smart thing for us to do is to put in the contingency or redundancy into our rare plant program so that if we are to experience another lava flow or a catastrophe, loss of defense, that we don't have all of our eggs in one basket. And so
Nick is the lead manager of Hawaii Island Natural Reserve areas like Pu'umaka'ala. Persistent protection here includes predator control, reforestation, including the planting of more than 38,000 native trees, and ongoing efforts to save numerous species of the native birds. Pu'umaka'ala is a shining example of natural and human persistence.
it's easy when you're starting with an area that was in really good shape to begin with, and that we started with it, you know, that's not by mistake or chance. This just happened to be an area that's close to Hilo, so it's close to home base for us, and so that allows us to be persistent.
Now, the spread of avian malaria and the imminent extinction of several species of honeycreepers is putting much of the focus in Hawaii's native forests on our native birds. Now, you can learn much more about the species featured in this Forest for Life episode and all of our native birds by visiting dlnr.hawaii.gov/wildlife/birds.